Ladies and gentlemen, this is the oddest DLC from Giants to come across my desk. It's so disjointed. What do I mean? Well, we have a bunch of equipment from OXBO, which is cool. It's very interesting. It's like we've got slurry and manure spreaders, grape and olive harvesters, and a windrower. Yeah, they're just random. I mean, that must be what they make. To me, unfortunately, this pack, for myself personally in my farms, I don't know that I would use it. Now I say that though, I've got a lot of cows and a lot of slurry in my pumps and hoses setup on Spruce Mountain, which I may at some point introduce. These trikes in America, we usually have more like they'll take a dump truck like a Western Star, 2-axle, and they'll put giant monster truck wheels on it, and it's the same idea, but it's got 4 wheels instead of 3. Now the 3 is a little bit better for your ground, like damage to the ground. It keeps that reduced, and we do see trikes occasionally. I don't want to say we never see trikes, but more often than not, it's a 4-wheeler. And we have 2 different sizes. You have kind of a small, which is the AT4103, that does both slurry and manure. You can see here I've got the slurry box right here. The manure box is here. And I am interested, does this work with pumps and hoses? I don't know the answer to that. We can find out in this video. We'll try it. Obviously, the manure wagon does not, because that's not part of pumps and hoses. And then we have the larger 5105. So we got a 4103 and a 5105. And this is like a double the size slurry monster. And it's pretty cool. I mean, there's no question about this thing being neat. We'll see if it hooks up to the slurry equipment. It probably does. Most of the stuff works. And then we have the manure equivalent here. And really, the only things that are adjustable, you can change if you're using different tires, pretty much. Now, one of the nice things is you can buy this just one unit and then get both attachments for it. Come to the shop and swap it. So you can buy this and get it with the slurry, and then later on swap it to the manure. It's pricey. I think it's like $40,000 or some difference. Let's see here how much they upcharge. If I buy slurry tanks, oh no, here's interesting. When I bought this, must not have come with the DLC. Yeah, it doesn't. I guess we just get that. But that's a 4-wheeler. There's a trike. Let's say I purchase this. Is it really no money to change it? That can't be. Let me drive this one over. Actually, we'll drive the one that's closest over, because then I don't worry about trying to smash through traffic. All right. Oh, and I got the sounds way down too, so I'll fix that in a second here. But while we're here, let's hop into the cockpit and see what it looks like. Got several different non-functioning displays that really mean nothing. But this would be really cool if these things actually functioned in the game. They don't. Still a pet peeve. And then different light settings though. I think look, that's pretty cool that they switch. That's neat. Those actually function. Can we click on them? No. Okay. All right. But that's what it looks like inside. So pretty neat stuff. Oh, and look at the headlights turn because they're on the front. You can see here the headlights are attached to the. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Okay. Anyway, getting back to the actual. Let's go to the shop. And let's see. So if we're going to customize this, and I'm going to change this to the no way. Wow. So you get for free, you can just swing. I'm surprised about that. That's something we just found out during the review. we can actually switch that for free. So that makes this device a little bit more plausible. You would purchase it and then you get both parts for it, and you just have to swap them back and forth. So that it's like getting $800,000 of equipment for $400,000, but they're still really expensive. But if you're using the stuff in game, which some of you guys are, then that's a good deal actually. That's pretty cool. All right, now same cannot be said for the OXBO. These harvesters, these guys, these dudes. We've got a sprayer and two different types of harvesters. They're all identical except for this one sprays. It's meant to, and I'll show you what it does. It's pretty cool. You go up and down the rows of your vineyard, and you've got a spreading spray device to get rid of, you use it for fertilizer. I don't think it does pesticide. Let's check real quick here. Go to the garage, go to vineyard. Oh, no, it's under fertilizers most likely. Crop protection. Nope. What? Okay, give me a minute. Okay, it's all under grape. You pick the different attachments. And so I'm incorrect. These you have to pay for, but you can pick this in all three different attachments. You've got the overloading harvester and the regular harvester with buckets, or the multi-row sprayer being the cheapest at $215 up to $245. And so that's under the grape harvesters. I'm sorry, I didn't know where that was in the menu. But anyway, so this is the sprayer configuration. And once again, you can just go over to your mechanics store and get the additional configurations. I would say you're probably going to pick either one or the other when it comes to the harvester styles. Now, what the difference is between these two is very little. You have a harvester that has, you go up and down the rows, the grapes fall into these bins as you go. You can see in the front there, we'll unfold this and get it operating. There we go. That shakes the grape bush in there. That blue stuff is like shaking. And the grapes will fall off into those trays. The trays, these white trays, you can see there, they go up the back of the machine up here, and they dump out, and the grapes get dumped into the side bins, and then those augers push them to the front. When they're full, you back up next to a trailer, you turn that whole system off, and you can lower and raise this, but then you can dump, I forget, it's like, you can't do it now because there's nothing in there, but those bins dump up and they go into a trailer. Or you can use this other configuration, which now, instead of having those bins, it's got a side loader. However, this requires two people. I'm not sure. I don't think these harvesters can run by themselves. If I'm not mistaken, when you're doing grape harvesting, you have to do it by hand. You cannot just hire a worker and have him go up and down the rows. But you can see this is adjustable. So one of you would drive down one row, and somebody on a tractor with a trailer would drive down the other row next to you. And as you're harvesting, they'll go along with you, and you're filling up their trailer as you go. So see, that's pretty cool. Kind of like a forage harvester. Just be aware. Once again, this has no capacity. This configuration has no capacity. And so when you're dumping out, that's it. Like the grapes, there's nowhere for them to go aside from a trailer. You can't just run this by itself. You have to have somebody with you to dump. So keep that in mind. This is what it looks like in the cockpit of all three of these. And once again, so it's one unit. You can buy the single unit. And what I would suggest, me personally, I would buy this and then spend the extra $30,000 to add that. Don't worry about this unless you have lots of friends that play with you all the time. This is kind of going to be worthless unless you have multiplayer. And there you go. And then you just go, you can keep your grapes sprayed. And then when it comes time to harvest them, you take this to the shop, get the components switched out, and go back and harvest them using the same device. Therefore, you get a sprayer. Basically, you're getting a harvester and a sprayer for however much the machine is $215, and it's cheaper than the Broad, which is our only other option if you don't have modified or There's that one DLC I missed. The orange harvester. Where is it? I don't know. They had that orange one that they released. That's like $2 that you can buy. So if you don't have that one or the New Holland one, you can get this one now. And it's cheap. And it comes with the sprayer. And then for another $30, which makes it the same price as the New Holland, you get this. But you also had the sprayer. And so you have two devices in one. And then you don't have to spend, let's see how much a sprayer is. Grape technology, yeah. $28,000. So it ends up being $2,000 more, but much more convenient. And the sprayer that you get with this it covers 4 or 2 rows at a time, so you get it done faster. So this is, if you're into grapes and olives, this is actually a really neat piece of equipment. So I know I've kind of picked on it a little bit at the beginning because I never do grapes or olives, but for those of you that are doing vineyards, this is going to be a great DLC. But once again, kind of disjointed because we have, for those of you doing grapes, we're going to do this, or slurry and manure. But the two are not compatible in any way, shape, or form. You never would use one of these on a field where you're using this. So they're completely separate. It's okay, but just a little awkward. Because then we also have this windrower. It has nothing to do with either of them. This is the most expensive out of all the windrowers we have from Giants in their other DLCs also. I've verified this. It's the most expensive of the group. But the other two that are available are about 9 meters, and this one's 12 meters, so it's much larger. So other than, it's the same functionality. Basically, you can set it to go to the middle. It can put all the stuff on the right or all the stuff on the left or put it in the middle. And so these are nice. It's technically, I'm calling it a windrower, but the technical name is a merger because it merges your material in different places. I was going to get it out and start it so we can see it work. So I apologize for not having a vineyard where we can test all this stuff. I know in general I try to take something, the unique item that's in the pack for a spin. But it's not something, I'd have to set that up, and it takes hours to set up, Unfortunately, vineyards are something that's difficult to put together. It's not like you just have a vineyard magically and off you go. You have to, plant all the rows. And I used to have I was looking for it. I had a French countryside map, and I had made a vineyard. And I don't know what I did with that. I've been looking all over for it, but I thought it was on this computer, but it might have been on my laptop. And I had a vineyard set up on that, and I was like, oh man, I could use that. And then I got in here and I'm like, it's not here. So unfortunately, I don't have any vineyard just to show you off the hand for this DLC. But once again, it's cool stuff. So how many of you in the comments ever get to the AT size slurry spreaders? So we've had a couple in game. I always end up using the trailers. And once again, I'll promise you, before we go, we'll try the pumps and hoses stuff. There we go. So this one's merging to the left, is that this one? Yeah, that's merging to the left. Let's see, how do we pick the different work modes? F1. Toggle work mode right. Now turn back on. Now it's going to the right. And okay, so this one does not do a center mode. I'm glad we checked it. You can either go left or right. I never use center on my merger, so to me that's not a big loss. But if you like to use center mode on your merger, well, then you're out of luck. But anyway, this offers us the largest option of mergers. Merger. All right. So let's see. I'll be right back. See, here's the thing. I'm thinking about the pumps and hoses thing, and that wouldn't really even work because these machines are designed to work without pumps and hoses. They carry their own manure, so you wouldn't use the pumps and hoses set up with this. You would just get out there and spray. When it's empty, you pull up next to a truck and load it back up using this, and then, that's it. So I don't I want to get in this one. I just want to see if there's options for pipe out and stuff like that. You need to fill the tool. Well, yeah. Duh. This is cool, though. I mean, I really like the device. I'm not sure that I would ever use this. Unfold slurry tanker. Okay. So what does this do? I can't turn on the slurry tanker. This is like, does that... That's, I think, how you would fill it. So you put it over as like a slurry tank and go... suck it in there and suck it in, right? And then you just fold it back up. And then you go to work. And you can still turn on the slurry tanker, even though that's folded, supposedly. Unique. That's cool. I like that. And where does it spray out? I don't know. Probably out the back, I would imagine. This is interesting. Let's try to... I want to put this to use. I'll be right back. Miracles never cease. I was at the dealership today, and just happened that the OXBO dealer was there, and I explained to him how I messed up my farm, and that unfortunately I screwed up and didn't. I missed 2 rows of fertilizer, and wished I could do it, but I was too lazy. And he's like, you could borrow one of our tractors just to try it out. So we've got the slurry tanker / manure spreader, and we're going to try to fix that field using our slurry. And this thing's pretty neat. Once again, it operates differently than the system that we have, but I'm interested to see how the slurry pulls. Now I'm going to have to move the Mac because it's in the way. If you haven't been following my series on YouTube, please do. This is the Spruce Mountain Farm. I have a whole playlist with Spruce Mountain, and we've done a lot of stuff on this farm, and it is doing really well. And so anyway, I hope if you haven't been watching the series, I hope you join and watch. It's the longest running farm series that I've ever had. The farm's actually profitable, though I'm a little broke right now. We're going into the winter season with probably $400,000 to $500,000 of crops in the storage right now. I'm just waiting for the prices to be right for me to sell, and they're not right yet, but we will be bringing home probably about $500,000 this year, and we're already planting for next year. Oh, it's so close. It fits, though. And we'll pull our slurry tender out here. We're going to overload that into this. See if we can do it realistically. I'm not sure. I think this probably would just reach into here and suck it up. All right. All right. And it's funny, you can overload it so you can actually dump it back too if you wanted. I don't know if it goes either way, but it looks like it goes both ways, so. The dogs are barking. I'm not sure if that's how they really do that, if this is supposed to dump it out or if it's supposed to load it. I'm not sure. It seems like it wants to dump it, but that sure looked cool. You can do that without doing that, though, so who knows. All right, let's go ahead and... Oops, wrong button. I wanted to fold it. There we go. It'll fold back up again by itself. And so the spots that we missed, I got to find them. There's 2 rows. This is one of them. And then that's where we get it. So we're going to run up and down this side here. Let's go down to the end. Get all the lights turned on. So this is the first time I've run one of these in game. I've never used a trike before, especially this size for doing field work. It's a pretty neat thing, actually. And I know we've had some other ones in game before. Once again, this DLC does not add necessarily anything new to the game, which I know that'll probably discourage some people. But if you, like I said, it's a very, and once again, the last couple DLCs have been very dependent on probably the user. No, this doesn't seem to be spraying. We've got the unit turned on, but it's not doing anything. So what are we supposed to do? Is this supposed to have some kind of device on the back? Once again, I've never used these before, so it's a learning experience. I thought it would just spray out the back, but I guess no. There is a 3-point hitch, so I'm assuming then that means we're going to grab some sort of device. So hold on. That's the information I was trying to get. So in the game, we have either the Zunhammer or the track pack, which tends to be a little bit wider. I need to grab, so I'm going to grab one of these. I'll be right back. Okay, so now I have this thing set up as planned. And we're going to go ahead and fire her up. We're going to lower this down. And we should be starting to put stuff. Oh, look at that. We're manuring. So this should patch up those strips that we screwed up. Though I don't know that they're this wide. We'll see. So we're probably making part of this like too much. There's too much manure, which is we've done before. You're out of touch. I'm out of time. I put down too much manure when you're not around. So that's how this works. Once again, it needed a distributor. There's a small one and a big one that are available in game. Both are included with the game. So you just attach that to this and off we go. Look at how quickly it goes through that manure, man. We are already, or slurry, we've already used 30% of it just on this one single pass, and that slurtastic. Okay. Anyway, and then I got to do one more row going the other way, and we should be all set. But I just wanted to show you this thing in action because I haven't ever done one of these before, and I thought it'd be fun to see what the machine looks like, and it looks pretty neat. So there's that. Nope, we're going to lift this. Yep. And I got to, let's see how it did. So this part should be all good. It's still bad. It's not enough. Good. And we're still good here, so. It's funny, as you get to the edge, it's not enough. But it ranges. That's okay. So then our next strip is here. And that was our first strip. Oh, look at the pH value is bad. Not good. It's bad. It's bad. Bad. All right, so this is going to be, yeah, it's that first strip that I messed up. I don't think this will push it over, but I gotta be careful too. I don't want to like ruin what I've already done. So you get 2 passes on this field and you're out. Oh yeah, and I forgot we got our hay. Our hay is out and drying that we mowed earlier this morning. If you guys haven't seen that episode yet, that's where we're at. All right, let's put this thing down, and we are distributing. So that's pretty nice. Now, I've already got a system in place to use up my slurry using the pumps and hoses kit. It doesn't seem to go through the slurry quite as fast either. It's a little bit more. Though this is on automatic, so this is putting down as much as... It didn't go quite so quickly on mine either because I screwed up and didn't do it right. So now we're doing it right. We're rocking it. Yeah. And this will use up almost all of it. But the excess, I wonder, can we... what do we do with it if there's any left? I don't think there's going to be any left, though. It looks like we're going to blow right through it. The silty clay. I was disappointed today. I was going to put a headlight kit in my truck, my RC truck, and I've misplaced it. I looked all over for it, and I can't find... I had a little light kit that I was going to put in there, and I've been all over the house, and I can't find it. I don't know what I did with it. It had little light buckets and everything. It wasn't really designed for that truck, but it would have still looked cool. So there we go. Voila, we fixed the problem. And we can fold this up now. There we go. Easy to use. Easy to blow through, that's for sure. I mean, we went right through that slurry like there was no tomorrow. But that's what it took. Yeah, there we go. I want to see if I can dump this back in. Like if you're wondering what I'm doing. I'm gonna overload this. Yep, and it dumps it back in. And we're full. So there you go. That is a demonstration of the OXBO slurry equipment. Once again, I apologize about the non-demonstration when it came to the grape stuff. I don't have anything ready, and it takes a really long time to get all that together. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It is, a neat first look, but very targeted equipment. So you better be into slurry or grapes or maybe windrowing. Otherwise, I'm not sure that this DLC is going to benefit you, but it is a cool DLC anyway, and OXBO makes some cool equipment. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Have a great night. Be sure to subscribe, and we will see you next time on my channel. Bye!